Everyone sees her memes, everyone hears her jokes, but almost no one notices the one thing about Brittany Broski that never hides behind the chaos. Her skin, clear, glowing, real, and here's the truth most people never consider. That glow isn't filters. It isn't makeup. It isn't camera magic. It's something deeper, something almost invisible unless you're looking for it. While the world focuses on her humor, Brittany has quietly been practicing a habit behind the scenes. A habit so simple, so human, so real, that it becomes the very thing you clicked this video to learn. On camera, she's a storm of unfiltered expression, loud, funny, unapologetically chaotic, but off camera, she's surprisingly deliberate about one thing. She doesn't aim for perfect skin, she aims for honest skin, and that single mindset changes everything, because here's the part nobody tells you. Her skin isn't perfect every day, she has texture, she has stress breakouts, she has late night under eye circles, just like any real human, but instead of panicking, instead of hiding, instead of chasing some impossible flawless influencer look, Brittany does something different. She listens, she adjusts, she pays attention to what her skin is trying to say. Dry day. She shifts her routine. Oily day. She tones it down. Dull day. She hydrates more. Breakout day. She slows everything else. It's not perfection, it's awareness. And awareness is the one thing filters can't imitate. Most people believe skincare is expensive products, complicated routines, or miracle serums, but Brittany proves something simpler. Flawless skin isn't the absence of flaws. Flawless skin is the presence of understanding, and the crazy part, she figured all of this out not as an influencer, but as a woman who finally got tired of fighting her own reflection. Every glow she has today came from that moment. Now picture this. Brittany standing in her bathroom at midnight, towel on her head, soft music playing, the world finally quiet. This is where the real secret begins, and if you think that moment is the secret, just wait, because we reveal the very first thing she does at night, the step that shifts her entire skin, and it's the one almost everyone skips. When the videos end, when the laughing stops, when the lights finally cool down, Brittany Broski does something almost no influencer talks about. She slows down, not for content, not for aesthetics, but for something far more important. Her skin's reset moment, because glowing skin doesn't start with products. It starts with what you do the second your day ends, and for Brittany, that first step is everything. After a long day of filming, posting, laughing, reacting, and pouring every ounce of energy into her audience, Brittany steps into a world the internet never sees. Her quiet space, the phone goes face down, the noise fades, and before she even thinks about skincare, she does the one thing that keeps her glow real. She releases the day, stress, tension, overthinking. She lets it all drop, because here's the part most people don't realize. Your skin hears your stress. It feels every overworked hour. It shows every unprocessed moment, and Brittany knows it. So before touching a cleanser, before opening a product, before even turning toward the mirror, she does what most people skip. She resets her mind, not her makeup, her mind. Her breathing slows, her shoulders drop, her face relaxes. That alone changes her entire routine, because a calm mind equals calm skin. And then comes the symbolic moment. The moment her real routine begins. She walks to the mirror, looks at herself without filters, and says silently, "All right, let's take care of you, no judgment. No comparison. No panic about breakouts, or texture or dullness, just acceptance, just presence." This is why her skincare works, not because it's expensive, but because she's mentally there for it. Most people rush their night routine. Brittany treats hers like a meeting with her own face, and when she begins, she doesn't reach for toner, she doesn't reach for serums, she reaches for the one product that truly changes her skin. Her cleansing oil, the reset button that erases the entire day from her face, that first swipe, that warm massage, that slow, intentional motion. This is the beginning of her flawless skin ritual, but the cleanser is nothing compared to what she does. Next, we reveal the one habit she calls her lazy skincare science, the trick that makes her glow last even on her worst days. People think Brittany Broski's glow comes from fancy routines, but the truth is almost funny. She's not a skincare perfectionist, she's a skincare realist, and her most effective habit, she jokingly calls it, lazy skincare science, but here's the twist: that lazy habit is exactly why her skin stays so consistently clear after she removes her makeup with cleansing oil, after the day melts off her face, after she breathes out the final stress of her evening. Brittany doesn't rush into a huge 12-step routine. She doesn't drown her skin in products. She doesn't follow trends. She does something much smarter. She gives her skin what it needs, not what the internet says it should want. Some nights, her skin feels tight, so she goes heavy on hydration. Other nights, her skin feels greasy, so she keeps it minimal. Some nights, she feels dull, so she uses gentle exfoliation. And some nights, she does almost nothing. That's the entire philosophy of her lazy skincare science. Listen first, apply second, because skincare routines fail when they fight your skin's mood, but they succeed when they match it. And this is where most people get it wrong. They use the same routine every single night, regardless of weather, stress, hormones, sleep, or mood. Brittany doesn't. She adjusts, she adapts, she reacts. That's why her glow is consistent, not perfect, not plastic, not filtered, just consistent, because consistency doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what's right, even if it's simple. And here's the part almost no one knows. Before putting on moisturizer, she pauses, touches her face, and checks how her skin feels, not how it looks, how it feels. Is it warm? Is it irritated? Is it thirsty? Is it oily? This one small moment, that tiny skin check-in, is why her routine works better than most people's 10-step systems. It's not laziness. It's intuition. Her skin trusts her, because she listens to it. That's the secret behind lazy skincare science. It's not about doing less, it's about doing smarter. And this simple, intuitive approach leads her into the most surprising part of her routine, the step that isn't even about skincare, yet affects her skin more than any product ever could. Everyone thinks glowing skin comes from products, but Brittany Broski's biggest skin change happens before she even touches a moisturizer. And here's the shocker. This skincare step isn't skincare at all. It's the moment she steps into the shower and what happens inside her mind the second that water hits her skin. That is the real secret. When the steam rises and the room fogs over, her day doesn't vanish instantly. It hits her hard. The deadlines she pushed through, the jokes she delivered even when she wasn't in the mood, the pressure she carried while pretending everything was fine. In the shower, away from the cameras, all the thoughts she avoided finally come rushing in. This is the micro conflict nobody sees. It's the moment she stops being on, and the moment her skin actually starts healing. Her glow doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from releasing everything she held in. The water runs warm across her face, but her mind is still replaying the weight of her day, and then slowly something softens. She stops smiling through exhaustion, something she rarely allows herself to do. She stops performing for an audience that isn't even there anymore. She lets herself become just Brittany. This emotional drop resets her body in ways no skincare product ever could. Sure, the steam opens her pores. Sure, circulation improves, but the real change? It's internal. Her nervous system unclenches, cortisol drops, inflammation lowers. Her entire body steps out of fight mode, and that shows up on her skin. Here's a truth most people never admit. If you're watching this, you probably skip this part too. You rush your shower, you scrub fast, you leave the moment it gets warm enough to relax, but Brittany treats this time like medicine. It's where she stops pretending. It's where she stops pushing. It's where her skin finally gets a chance to reset from the inside out. That's why her glow looks real, not manufactured, because it is real. And the moment she steps out of that warm, quiet space, she does something tiny, almost invisible, yet it's that small habit that keeps her skin looking intentionally, effortlessly bright. The moment Brittany Broski steps out of the shower, her skin is warm, soft, and open, and this is the moment where most people ruin everything without realizing it. Too much product, wrong product, or rushing. But Brittany? She does something so small, so intentional. It becomes the foundation of her glow. She doesn't rush, and in skincare, timing is everything. The bathroom is still quiet, steam hangs in the air like a soft blanket. Her skin is slightly damp, the best moment for absorption, but here's the part she had to unlearn. She used to grab a towel and aggressively wipe her face dry, then wondered why her skin always looked irritated and angry the next morning. That tiny mistake created years of redness, dryness, and oversensitivity. Now, she does the opposite. She stops, breathes, and gently presses the water into her skin instead of erasing it, because this is where her routine becomes smart instead of blind. Before touching a single product, before reaching for serum or moisturizer, she performs the tiny habit almost no one talks about. She checks her skin's temperature, not with a device, just with her palm. Warm? Her skin is open and ready. Too hot? That means inflammation. Go gentle. Cool? It needs moisture and care. Reactive? Keep it minimal. This one detail changes everything, because for years, she fought her skin. Now she works with it, and that shift, that emotional surrender is what makes her routine effective. This is the real intelligence behind her glow. It's not what she uses, it's when and how she uses it. Most people stare at their skin in the mirror. Brittany feels hers. She lets her skin tell her what it needs, not TikTok trends, not product hype, not influencer routines. And here's the line viewers feel in their chest. You've probably never checked your skin like this, yet you wonder why your products don't work. It's not magic, it's micro-awareness, these tiny decisions: pressing instead of wiping, checking temperature instead of guessing, protect every benefit she earned from the shower, and prepare her skin for the one product that changed her results more than anything else she owns. And what she applies next isn't luxury, isn't complicated, and isn't trendy, but it's the one product she refuses to live without, and the one that transformed her skin the most. After all the steam, after all the softness, after every tiny choice that prepares her skin, this is the moment everyone wants to know. What does Brittany Broski actually put on her face? What's the product she never skips? What's the real reason her skin looks so naturally flawless? And here's the twist. It's not expensive, it's not trendy, it's not the kind of product influencers brag about. It's something almost boring, and boring is exactly why it works. As soon as her skin settles, still warm, still damp, still honest, she reaches for one thing: a simple, fragrance-free moisturizer. No glow serum. No miracle oil. No viral trend. Just moisturizer. But the story behind it is what matters. For years, her biggest struggle wasn't acne or texture, it was inflammation, redness, sensitivity, flare-ups triggered by stress, heat, and product overload. And here's the micro-conflict that shaped everything. There was a phase where she used 8 different products every night, trying to fix her skin. And her face only fought back harder: more redness, more dryness, more chaos, and the worst part, she kept thinking she was one product away from fixing everything. Until she realized she was making it worse. That realization changed her forever. So she stripped her routine down to the only thing her skin could truly trust: moisture. Now, when she applies it, she's deliberate. She warms it between her hands, presses it gently into her cheeks, lets it glide across her face, like calm settling after a storm. This is when her skin drinks. This is when her glow locks in. This is the moment she feels her whole face exhale, because moisture is stability, moisture is repair, moisture is safety. This is why her skin looks real, not manufactured. Most people chase results, Brittany chases balance, and if you're honest, you've probably overloaded your skin the same way she once did. That's why this step matters. It's her anchor, her reset, her protection. Moisturizer isn't her glow, it's the thing that protects the glow. And after the moisturizer sinks in, there's one last ritual she does before sleep, a quiet, almost invisible habit that decides whether her skin wakes up glowing or exhausted. By the time Brittany Broski reaches the last step of her night, her skin is moisturized, calm, warm, steady. But this final ritual? This is the part no one talks about, the part that has nothing to do with skincare, and yet affects her skin more than any product ever will. Because if the shower resets her, and the moisturizer protects her, this last ritual keeps her glow alive. After she finishes her routine, She doesn't crawl into bed scrolling through her phone. She doesn't flood her mind with noise. She doesn't jump back into the world she just worked so hard to step away from. She does something far more intentional. She creates silence, not loneliness, not emptiness, just silence. She dims the lights, clears the space around her, slows her breathing, lets her nervous system settle into stillness, because here's the truth people forget. Skin doesn't regenerate in chaos. It regenerates in calm, and for years, she didn't know this. She used to fall asleep scrolling until her eyes burned, jaw clenched, mind buzzing, waking up with dullness, irritation, and tension carved into her face, never realizing her skin was paying the price for the chaos she carried to bed. Dullness, breakouts, inflammation, exhaustion written across her face by morning, but when she finally connected the dots that her skin looked tired because she was tired, everything shifted. Now, right before sleep, she does one last thing. She places her hand over her cheek, not to check temperature, not to check texture, but as a quiet reminder, you did enough today. It's a moment of softness so small, so private, so human, that nobody online ever sees it, but that softness lowers her stress, that stress drop calms her hormones, that calm helps her skin repair itself while she sleeps. It's not mystical, it's biological, and this is the part viewers feel deeply. Most people treat skincare like a battle. Brittany treats it like a conversation with her day, her emotions, her body, her reflection, and that's why her skin looks the way it does. Not perfect, not filtered, not fake, just real and cared for, because the secret behind her flawless-looking skin was never about being flawless at all. It was about being present, being gentle, being aware, being honest with herself in a world that constantly demands performance. Her glow doesn't come from one product. It comes from all the little moments where she finally learned to stop fighting her skin and start respecting it. And maybe that's the real lesson here. Your skin doesn't need perfection. It needs presence. And if you give yourself even half the care she gives herself, your skin might start glowing too.